I'm here to, I guess, address, I guess, controversy? I don't know. And when I say controversy, I mean stuff to do with Steer Online, stuff to do with Black Panther, and stuff to do with the crew. So, that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So, hear me out. I should not be in the crew Motorfest. And and there's no way I could have been in the crew Motorfest. And the reason that's important is for people saying stuff like, it should have been me in crew Motorfest, but also very important for people saying that I think that it should have been me in the crew Motorfest, which couldn't be further from not just the truth, but possible. So let's talk about it. One, head down there, subscribe, it'd be very much appreciated. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sid, and let's talk about it. So the thing is that what people don't realize is that this update has been in the works for months, for about 3 months from before the game even came out. Because in the trailer, in the summer showcase, we saw Chris Forsberg and we saw Black Panther, confirming that this update was being made before the game had even released and was in the works around that time. It was in the works, it was planned. Theo and Chris Forsberg and all of them had been brought in to be part of the crew Motorfest all that time ago. On top of that, Theo has a helmet, which I also have a helmet because we got given those helmets by Ubisoft. And that happened at the launch of the game. So this update was beginning to be made at the launch of the crew Motorfest and was planned since before the crew Motorfest because we saw Black Panther in that trailer all that time ago. And here's the thing, not only am I already a minuscule content creator in the grand scheme of things, I am a small content creator by every means of the word. I base play one game until stick around for like a couple weeks, but I'm only known for this one game, and I only have just under 100,000 subscribers. That's a small content creator by every means, but yet still, around the time this update would have been being planned, around the time the game would have been being developed, around the time the game was being announced, I was only at 50,000 subscribers. Even more minuscule, even more that the audience that I had was just the core crew audience. That the audience I had was just the people who watch and play the crew. Then the Motorfest hype train happened, and a more general audience who was vaguely interested in the game came along, and thus I'm closer to 100,000 now. But I don't think people realize that I am very much so a small content creator. And I don't think people realize that I know I'm a small content creator, on top of the fact that I am a crew content creator. So think about it this way. The direction that people have steered this conversation is towards Steer Online, which I'll talk about later in this video. But the thing is that the whole a point that people have brought up, and it's a very valid point, is that I am a crew content creator. And even I realize this, right? That because I'm a crew content creator, why would they ever put me in the game when they know for a fact that I'll be playing the game regardless? They know that I'll do videos on the game regardless, and it will reach a crew audience who cares about the crew already. Yes, you could argue I have throughout the time brought a lot of people onto the game, but that's completely negligible, really. I mean, for me, it seems massive because I always hear about people saying, oh shit, I watched your videos and then I bought the game. But for Ivory Tower, likely very negligible. I mean, they give me early access and stuff for that, right? They give me early access to updates and things like that because I do that, because I show what I'm trying to say, but because I show off updates and whatnot, they will, and bring people to the game, they give me early access. But past that, it's just that. It's that I am a small content creator. and I only play the crew, whereas getting someone who only plays Forza Motorsport, although I can find it funny... Oh, wait, did they get rid of these liveries? Did they finally remove them? Oh, no! Damn it, I got them to... Oh, my videos on these liveries have actually made them remove them. No! Oh, damn it, and I customized. I didn't know they removed the liveries. Yeah, so... getting someone who plays only Forza Motorsport, or Theo who plays a bunch of different games, makes sense because he plays a bunch of different games, because he can bring in a wider audience, just like Steer Online, just like Theo, just like Shmee, just like Chris Forsberg. Not that those two will be making videos, but their namesake can bring in, like, the advertising that the crew will do can bring in more names. So, again, another reason why I don't think I should have been in the game, and I think I shouldn't have been in the game. And again, another thing that I think people completely overlook on both sides of it. People, like, being like, which is very sweet to hear, but people being like, oh, Sid, it should have been you in the game. It shouldn't have, because it couldn't have. And people being like, oh, you're just jealous because you wanted to be in the game. There's no feasible way I could have been in the game. That's not a possibility. For me having been in the game isn't a thing that could happen. Because of that, and long term, and the reason I bring this up is because the few controversies that I'd like to discuss. Another thing though, sort of more long term being in the game, is that I'm very critical of the game. Like, especially on Twitter, I am very vocally critical about the game. I think this game, and this might surprise you, I think this game is a solid 8 out of 10. 7 if I'm in a bad mood. But I genuinely care about this game being good. I've made videos about how much I want this game to improve. But Ivory Tower might not see that. Now, I don't know this. I don't know that they might think I'm whatever, right? But I could assume that, yes, I am very critical of this game. I complain about the game a lot. I still play it. Yeah, I complain about the crew too all the damn time. And people would then hit me as well with the, oh, if you don't like the game so much, why do you play it? Which, I guess, are people who have never played a video game before. But I just don't, or at least an online video game. I think this game can be so much better. But it just misses out on so many things, and it does so many things bad. I think one of my best tweets on that matter was that Motorfest should have released 2 years later than it did. Well, what that tweet started with was Motorfest needed 13 playlists and not, 30 playlists and not 15. You might think that's a lot. I finished all the playlists in 1 month. It took me 1 month while going to see my girlfriend, while going to the gym, while working, editing, filming and uploading 2 videos a day. I still finished everything in the game. And bearing in mind, that's like half an hour of recording, 2 hours of editing. So I finished everything in the game in 1 month. So I think there should have been 30 playlists, no matter how much longer the game would have come out because of that. And then I said, in fact, give it another 2 years in the oven and improve stuff that needed improving. The livery creator, worse than the Crew 2s. The photo mode, worse than the Crew 2s. The replay mode, worse than the Crew 2s. The part system, it just makes no sense. Little things like the pause menu sort screen still makes no sense. So many features in this game make no sense. A third PvP mode, a competitive PvP mode, should have also been a thing. There's so many things that this game needed. Okay, I'm going on a complete tangent here. Basically, I really dog on the game a lot. I complain about the game, I talk about how much better the game could be, and I am rather vocal. If you just looked at my tweets and my videos, you could assume I hate the game, which I don't. But you could assume that. And would Ivory Tower want to bring in someone very critical in the game? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they'd be fine with that. I don't know, but it's probably one of the reasons I may never be in the game. Man, that's a bit presumptuous though, right? Ivory Tower could still be like, hey, Sid, you want an update? But I don't see it as likely. The sad thing is that I criticize the game because I actually play it. I'm nearing 1,000 hours in this game. 1,000. I've got 800 on here, and then I've got 100 on PlayStation. 800 on PC, 100 on PlayStation. I play this game a lot, and that's why I'm critical of it. I don't just jump on the game and, you know, glaze it, as the kids be saying nowadays. I don't ride the game, I suppose. But you know, that's what it is. Is I think if I came on here, it would be not just the perception of the audience, because people love being positive about something, which I am about this game when they do something good. The movie playlist I loved and I praised. I praise when this game does good stuff. But I then also will really complain when this game does bad stuff. And obviously that's more I guess that stands out more. And as much as I think that maybe people would say that I complain, I wouldn't get the comments being like, oh, all you do is complain if I stop complaining. That completely aside, viewer reaction completely aside, I couldn't just sit here and be like, yay, this game is so great, this game, woo, yippee, you know, when I actively don't think it is. I don't think I could just come up here and lie like that. I think, I like Theo, right? Theo's in the game right now. He's got a vested interest in promoting the game, yet, again, staying true to himself, he will still talk about how the Crew 1 needs an offline patch. I might have a vested interest, as this game's my job, and, you know, keeping a good relation with the devs, but I can't lie about how good the game is. I can't lie about anything like that. On top of that, I also make a lot of videos about how the game has accidentally revealed stuff, right? I do a bunch of videos on how an bath has been added accidentally. A whatever has been, not an Abath, a Lancia has been added accidentally. The Zenvo has been revealed early. The 33 Stradale has been revealed early. I do a bunch of videos like that. So, although it wouldn't make sense, because these are things that Ivory Tower have left in the game and then expunged, right? But obviously I catch them, and my audience catches them and then sends them to me, and people start posting about them, so then I post about them. Although they're completely valid things to do, I don't know this. Ivory Tower could likely could be fine with me. But there's also a chance they could also be very annoyed with me, because I do that all the time. Because I reveal these updates and cars early, because they accidentally reveal so much stuff. They leave so much stuff in the game. Do you guys remember the Drift playlist? I revealed that thing like a month early, you know? And although I don't know if Ivory Tower was upset with that, I don't know, maybe I would be if I had, you know, people constantly leaving stuff in the game, and then you got some knobhead creator making videos on it all the time, being like, look guys, they left this in the game. And again, am I willing to sacrifice, like, just showing you guys, the audience, what stuff is coming up, which is coming up, for just a better relationship with the devs? I think the devs hopefully would and should understand, because that's the nature of it. But let's pivot here. Let's pivot, because that's all the reasons I shouldn't be in the game. But now let's talk about what's come from that, because again, people perceive a lot of my positions in the things that I'm going to talk about here to be based in envy or jealousy, when it's a complete implausibility to even assume there's a possibility I would be in the game, right? Like, I don't sit here and go, God, it should have been me. It should have been me. I play the game for my job, and then I go outside. I touch grass, I guess. I know that it's something out of my control. Thus, I don't know why I would be in a position of jealousy or envy. But again, that's just prefacing this entire discussion coming up. There's two of them. So my video yesterday on Theo getting his car early, something really weird happened with that one, because I prefaced in that video like 5 times that the video was using the context of Theo getting the car early, which I approved of, and instead pivoting that to the fact that Ivory Tower had never given someone a car early before. In fact, as much as given a car, that's been a new thing since Motorfest, which I talked about, with Twitch drops being cars instead of crew credits. They'd never given a car early like that before, other than like the actual early accesses, which if you don't know, isn't our accounts. That had been added to Theo's account. But people seem to have instead interpreted what I can describe as a video that, again, taking what happened and putting it in a wider context and then genuinely wanting a discussion about it. People perceived it as a jealous attack on Theo, which I guess I'll talk about. I don't know how, and I don't entirely know how that's possible, but I guess I will talk about. See, because well, the simple beginning fact is that I know Theo. I would consider Theo a friend. I've hung out with Theo. I've filmed videos with him. And we've gone to a Ubisoft event together, and then it was a friend of his birthday, and I was there with some of my mates, his mates, other YouTubers, and we all chilled. I'd consider him a mate. I'd say he's given me some of the best advice I've needed in content creation as well. And we're both British. I don't think Theo deeply cares if I even said, oh, skill issue. Yet I preface multiple times that it makes sense that Theo got the car, and I joke about the fact that he hasn't gotten Summit cars previously, which, as he rightly states in a comment, is at times due to the fact that he might just not want a Summit car. He corrected, because he joked before that he'd only gotten one of the Summit cars in Motorfest. He corrected that he got 4 of them, but again, it was me and him joking on the podcast, saying that he had 1, but yeah, he prefaced he had 4. I think this getting mad on behalf of is a tad silly, when I think, again, that's truly detached from, not fully detached, sure, but that's not the point or the context of the video at all. The video was being like, hey, I've played this game for in total, you combine the crew too, I've played this game for 7,000 hours. And this is something I've never seen them do before. So let's discuss. That's where the standpoint of the video was. And I think people strangely took it as, yeah, a big jealous, it should have been me, why's he got a car and I didn't? When it wasn't anything about Theo getting a Summit car, it was about Theo being given his Summit car early. I'm doomed, okay, yeah. Which, I don't know, that one was weird. But then, the more volatile controversy, I guess, that's around the context of Steer Online. Now, the thing is that I fully understand how it came off. And that's why I began this video with prefacing how being in the game myself is completely outside of even my own sort of, why would I? Why would I? There's no reason for me to be. It's not a thing that's in my head of I need to be in the game. And it should have been me. But I understand, because I'm a content creator, because I make crew videos, I'm stuck in a situation where if I criticize these things, it appears that I'm doing it from this standpoint. I understand that. I wouldn't fully blame you if you were like, oh god, Sid's only saying this because he's jealous, you know? That's potentially, if I wasn't in my exact position, I would think the same thing from a third-party point of view. But, did I hit anyone there? I think I did. I did not. Okay, nice. But, on top of that, whoa god, what happened is that Steer Online, I criticized some things that Steer Online has done. Not from a point of, it should have been me, from a point of, what's he doing? Because look, I've got nothing against Steer Online, the person. I am highly against the idea that criticizing someone's actions is inherently saying someone has lied isn't calling someone a liar. If I say someone has lied perpetually, then I'm calling him a liar. But things Steer Online has done, right? Has done. He's made one video based on this update that he's a part of. He's only made 16 crew videos in the last 5 years. Those are things that have happened. Those ones are pretty light because, again, the crew has gotten Shmee and Super God Blondie. Tell me how many times you think those two have played the crew Motorfest, right? Or the crew. Not a lot, right? It's just the context of Steer being a streamer. But then comes down to the fact that, oh god, but then it comes down to the two other things. One, kind of cringe. The other one, actually pretty Steer Online uses entirely and only AI-generated thumbnails. I would bring it up on screen. I can bring it up on screen after this Demolition Royale, but Steer Online has used entirely and only AI-generated thumbnails. Now, this isn't entirely out of the ordinary, as there has been context in which Steer Online has made a crew video or a Forza video and just used real-life pictures as well. So it's not a out-of-the-ordinary thing to just not use an in-game image. But this specific context, there has been a lot of talk about the fact that he uses all AI generated. And then, the more worrying one of the two is that Steer Online has promoted a crypto gambling casino to his audience. Being in the racing game sphere, my audience, around 16, often 12 to like 20, and I'd say like 22 if you go to the live streams, it's a bit older, yet still, like, a big chunk of them, definitely too young, to have crypto gambling casinos advertised to them. That one is a thing that he has done, that I think is completely detached from, he's in game and I wish I was. No, that's just a thing Steer Online has done. While I'm here in editing, actually, to quickly clarify, the reason I talk about these things as well, you may be thinking, oh, okay, sure, Steer Online has done these things, but why are you talking about them? Unless you're here in a few weeks. The crew right now is the only game I play, and it's my job. It is the job that I do. It's the Black Panther week, so I did the Black Panther video, and the Black Panther, like, lore video, which I thought was really fun, and talking about this thing that Black Panther got, the car early. You know, it's what's going on. So, during the Steer Online week, I talked about Steer Online. And just because of these things that, again, regardless of me being a creator, it does make it a questionable addition. Because of those specific things. But yeah, I think that's where it stands, really, I guess, is that why I'm talking about it. Because again, sure, I may have clarified these things and been like, okay, these are actually things he's done, especially the crypto gambling casino. But, you know, but why? And this is why. Back to it. Which is something I addressed as where is the zone? I'm dead in zone. Okay, this is rough. Where the hell is the zone? I'm dead. I'm dead. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, and that's the thing. And then people also talked about how, oh, bless my teammate. People also talked, potentially jokey, but I'm not sure, about him being rent-free, etc., etc. I don't know, that one just doesn't make sense to me, given the context of, I've tweeted, 200 times in the last month, and 4 of those tweets were Steer Online related. 3 of those were jokes, 1 of them was a serious, like, oh, he promoted crypto gambling. You know, yes, he uses AI generated thumbnails, but also promotes a crypto gambling casino. And I wouldn't call 4 tweets out of 200 rent-free. But I guess people isolate those, but I don't know, I do a whole lot more waffling and calling out and being an idiot. Oh, god damn it. Okay, teammate, get him. Teammate, get him. But yeah, that was the whole situation, basically, is that I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to put that in context, that I truly did put it from a context of just, this is a thing that he's done. Oh, nice, we did win. Oh god, it's all the way down here now, damn it. See, this is my Bezzy mate Black Panther, whose images I do not edit ever. This is my Bezzy mate, and this is an unedited image. But yes, the tweet in question, the only serious tweet in question for Steer Online was this, and this was the AI-generated thumbnails as shown. And I think that it just, that was a controversial point that a lot of people were like, ugh. Even Muya recently has talked about AI-generated thumbnails on Twitter. It's a very big gray area, because, full context, I've used AI in thumbnails. I've used AI for specific models of cars in specific thumbnails on the podcast channel. So if you go to the podcast, again, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, because that would be a complete double standard. So here, that's AI, and that like just the 350 down there with the Grinch, that's AI, and the Hyundai in a box there, that's AI. I've used AI as a part of my thumbnails, but never AI as the entire thumbnail, which I guess that's where people stand on it. Steer Online did respond to me, and again, it was the same kind of like, oh, you're jealous, and just because you play the crew, doesn't mean you should be rewarded. Again, I don't believe I should be rewarded for playing the crew. I don't think I'm even in the position that it would make sense for me to be rewarded for playing the crew. And again, it's a complete infeasibility, if that's even a word, to have me added to the game. Thus, that's the only way I can really preface it, to show that, like, yeah, the things I've been talking about were just things I was talking about, regardless of the context of me being a creator. But I understand that there's the context of me being a creator, and that muddies the water of anything I say, I guess. And that's what I'm here to address, I guess. That's what I'm here to talk about. I think if, again, I talked about in the last video, if a SidWaj update was really something you wanted, you'd have to go to Ivory Tower for that. That one's not on me. And I know that one's not on me, you know? I'm not chronically online where I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh, please, just, why didn't they do it? I'll go outside and I'll, what is that doing there? Oh, is this one of those areas where they added stuff? Yes, it is. This is where I think there's a secret playlist coming up. Whoa, they added this recently. I'm telling you, there's a secret playlist. But yeah, again, there is no point in adding me to the game. Oh, it's got an art style and everything. It's got to be a playlist. It's got to be a playlist. I'm telling you, it's a playlist. And there's rims in there. There's rims. And that's where I stand. And that's what I wanted to clarify, because I think there's been a lot of that, which again, like I mentioned, I understand that perception when it comes to the Steer Online stuff, but I was just really thrown aback by that perception when it came to the Theo stuff. So yeah, that's where I stand. Thank you to popular members, especially thanks to famous members, and an insane thank you to star members, Grim Pepper, and Extreme Speed, and an insane top of the top thank you to Icon members HK and Extreme Speed again. This is going to be the last video on that topic, but that's about it. By the way, the parallax maps in this game, they deserve appreciating. Look at that. That is lovely. The parallax maps in this game are actually so good. It's really impressive. Shout out to the developer that made the parallax maps, for real. In a bit.